This is James Hendricks with the Black Sheep Reports. Now, I have a question for everybody. What do you think when you hear the name Saddam Hussein? Dictator? Terrorist leader? Killer? Iraq? Now, contrary to common belief, Saddam did have many positive achievements in both Iraq and the region of the Middle East. Now, people here in America commonly associate Saddam to 9/11, even though he had nothing to do with 9/11 at all. None of the hijackers on 9/11 was from Iraq, and the supposed mastermind behind all the 9/11 attacks was bin Laden, which he was not from Iraq, he was from Pakistan. Yet, in 2003, propaganda was so high, saying that there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, which they never found any. And they said how he was mistreating the people of Iraq and we just had to go free the people. Well, 1 million Iraqis are dead. Is that what we're calling freedom now? Here are some facts that you're not going to hear from the mainstream media about Saddam Hussein. Fact number 1, the national campaign for the eradication of illiteracy. Refusing to send your child to school at the age of 6 was a crime punishable by law, usually by prison time, under Saddam, starting from the late 70s and up until he was removed from power. And yes, that did include girls. Saddam was actually very supportive of women in that regards. In 1976, Iraq hosted the Baghdad Conference for the Eradication of Illiteracy. Shortly after he initiated the national campaign for the eradication of illiteracy, the results were very positive, so much that Iraq was awarded the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Culture Organization Prize for the eradication of illiteracy in 1982. Just 3 years after Saddam became president. Fact number 2. Education was made free for everyone in Iraq under Saddam. This not only includes grade school, but also covers college and graduate level education. It started in the early 70s and resulted by the mid-80s in an unprecedented 100% enrollment rates, and of course helped build a better educated middle class. Those furthermore government scholarships were given every year for hundreds, if not thousands, of Iraqis to study abroad. This resulted in a solid educational system that enjoyed a reputation that made it the destination for many Arab students in the area, whom were also given free education. Fact number 3, the nationalization of oil. When he was vice president, Saddam led the oil nationalization process of the Al-Ba'ath Party in 1972. Western oil companies had a strong monopoly over in the Iraq oil production. The aftermath of the nationalization was tripling the Iraq oil production in the first 8 years, let alone not having to give a percentage of that profit to a non-Iraqi company and strengthening the Iraqi economy in the process. Number 4, helping the middle class. Saddam had numerous achievements in this area. Iraqis, and especially government employees, were given small pieces of Iraq land for them to build houses on, which was complemented by loans specifically for that purpose. Houses and apartments were also given to some government employees that either came in the form of living on the government property without paying rent, for college professors, for example, but also manifested in building housing units that were given for free for people to own. Another way to give out housing units was by encouraging communities to build housing complexes on government-owned land for those in need. Number 5, regionally. Saddam also had numerous achievements. An example in providing work opportunities for Egyptian farmers. In 1980, the number of Egyptian workers grew to 1.5 million in Iraq. Saddam provided them with free health insurance, free social security coverage as well. This and other gestures towards the neighborhood Arab countries explain the outrage in the Arab world when Saddam was removed from power and later executed. Because of the propaganda, Arabs viewed Iraqis as traitors since they only experienced the bright side of Saddam. Number 6, healthcare. Basic healthcare was free for everyone and generally dirt cheap for anything that requires more than a simple visit to the doctor. Medicine prices were heavily discounted by the government. Things like birth control pills were made available, usually for free, for Iraqi women. Kids were vaccinated door to door by the government. Medicine care reached 97% of the urban population and 71% of the rural population. Mortality rate was 50 to 1,000. Infant mortality rate was great. Hospitals were built in every city, and the Iraqi healthcare system was known to be of a very high quality. Iraq was actually about to gain developed country status until their country was destroyed. Additionally, a committee that answers to Saddam himself was initiated to evaluate cases that need medical attention outside the country, and patients were flown to destination countries and treated all on the government's expense. So in conclusion, these were some things that the mainstream media is not going to be telling you. Saddam's dead. He was hung. Is Iraq better off right now as we speak under ISIS, or was it better off under Saddam? You tell me in the comments section. This has been James Hendricks with The Black Sheep Report. Subscribe if you're new. Links are below, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Our page is Media on 9/11. Thank you.